3 of the resurrection, and I'm looking more at, did the resurrection really happen? Now, we've heard evidence in the last 2 sessions, physical evidence of the resurrection. Today I'm looking a little bit more at how we think about these things. When I was growing up, the world was very focused on science, and if it couldn't be scientifically proved, then it wasn't true. And so you had people saying, well, the resurrection is completely outside of the laws of nature, therefore it can't have happened. But today it's a little bit more like, well, if the resurrection's true for you, that's great. It's not true for me, and that's equally great, so let's just accept each other and get along. The first view, which says God can't act outside of the laws of nature, is putting God in a box which is far too small. God made the laws of nature, and the fact that he operated outside of those laws just shows that he has complete power and sovereignty over life and death. The view that, well, it works for me, it doesn't work for you, well, that's okay, it's sort of denying reality. There is no complete reality. We think about the first witnesses to Jesus' resurrection. They weren't gullible people, they weren't people who were easily swayed, and we can see that because they just didn't believe when they first heard the news. No, it can't be, not possible. In fact, their reactions were fear and bewilderment, and Jesus had to show, yes, it is me. Mary recognised him, but not until he spoke her name. And then she ran back to the others saying, I've seen the Lord. She was actually the first eyewitness to the risen Jesus. He appeared in the room where the disciples were and assured them that he wasn't a ghost, even ate a piece of fish to prove it. We read in Acts 10, Peter was talking to the people in Cornelius' house and telling the story of Jesus' death and resurrection. And he says this, but God raised him from the dead on the 3rd day and caused him to be seen. He was not seen by all people, but by witnesses whom God had already chosen, by us who ate and drank with him after he rose from the dead. And then in Corinthians, Paul gives a list of people who saw the risen Jesus and, of course, puts himself right at the end of the list. Eyewitnesses to the living Jesus. And these were then to be the ones who witnessed to others. God chose to prove the resurrection not through science, not through showing how the resurrection happened. He chose to use eyewitness of the risen Jesus, because that's how people today come to believe. It's through the witness of those who have known the risen Jesus. And that's a far more powerful witness than any scientific proof. It's the testimony, personal testimony.